Hey, people. It's been a while, but I'm like a late night person. So I just felt like coming on here and speaking a little bit about this Texas race, right? This Texas race, this Talarico Senate race. And, to see where uh, all of these things fit, these pieces fit. So we just came through a primary that tested every ounce of our loyalty, our hope, and our patience. Jasmine Crockett stepped up like the warrior queen she was, speaking truth to power, calling out the corruption, fighting for schools, healthcare, wages, our dignity. So yeah, let's be real from the jump though. Her platform and James Talarico's platform, they were damn near identical on the big stuff anyway. Both of them talking about funding public education, capping insulin, protecting reproductive rights. We got all that. Raising the minimum wage, reforming policy about too many of our kids and daughters getting buried without answers in work in this bad economy. Got that. So Talarico stands as the new Democratic nominee for Senate after beating Jasmine out. But it did expose a lot of stuff that we really didn't want to see. It exposed a lot. But we are through the primary, we are through that. And so we just going to look on that and throw that away. But it's going to be a little hard for people to forget, the headaches and the disrespect that they feel. I mean, I've seen a bunch of TikTok videos and stuff like that. That was a hard fought race, and people feel some type of way, right? And it's not here, and I'm not here to sugarcoat that. I'm here, to give you straight talk about it. Despite everything, we still got a reason, a real strategic, soul-searching reason to turn out for this brother in November and send him to Washington for us. But first, we got to name the mess that they gonna throw at this man. Okay, this race is gonna be close. They're gonna be calling the man all kinds of names. They're gonna say he likes the LGBT, the trans. They're gonna say all kinds of things against him. Here's the beautiful thing, though. This race shouldn't even be close. Paxton shouldn't even be in the race. But in a way, I'm hoping that Paxton win because that gets an establishment Republican out of the way and it gets the goofy candidate in there because Paxton is a weird candidate. He's a degenerate candidate. He should be nowhere near representing the people the way that he betrayed the people in Texas. But then again, Texas is a Republican state. Okay, it's a Republican state. Cornyn is weak and Paxton is damaged. Independents are not sold on them. Talarico has got to close that gap. Okay, and I'm pretty sure he understands that he has bitter black voters. Okay, this is where we at. And you know what? I don't think that Talarico. Let me be frank with y'all. I don't trust you white Texans, and I don't trust you Hispanic Texans. I just don't trust y'all. We black folk gonna turn out for the Democratic nominee. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna turn out for the Democratic nominee. Most of us are. Okay? But it's you white folk and you Hispanic folk, y'all's loyalty is iffy. It's gonna be iffy, and shit gonna be ringing in your ear to change y'all's y'all's loyalty. That's what I don't like. That's the fear that I got for you Texas people. You Texas people, no, not Texas people. You white voters, specifically you women, and you Hispanic voters, because y'all are primarily 9 times out of 10 you'll default to the Republican, and then us black people will be 90% all in, and then we get betrayed by you white Republican, you white base and Hispanic base. That's my fear. That's my fear of Texas. People keep saying Texas ain't gonna go blue. It ain't gonna go blue. The only way they would say that, the only loyalty that they would be questioning when they say that, is the white people vote and the Hispanic vote. Black folks gonna vote for the Democratic candidate. And if you looked at it logically, the only progress that we have ever made in this country is through the Democratic vote. Civil rights, everything that came after that, all the moves, all the DEI, all of the affirmative, all that stuff came at the hands of voting for Democrats. There's not too many positives that we got out of the Republican Party. That's why we vote in droves for the Democratic Party, because our success in this country has been at the hands of primarily Democrats. Okay. So therefore, that's why people say, well, you can depend on the Democratic vote or the black vote in the Democratic primaries, the Democratic races, because our success has been at their hand. No, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. But when I look back on when black people started really voting for Democrats, it was because all of our successes came through the Democratic Party. Not the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. So I'm assuming that loyalty will be there in Texas as well. And I'm talking to Texas Black Democrat, because we know, you think about it, the success we have shitty people in our party. Yes, we have shitty people in the Democratic Party. We have racists in the Democratic Party. We kept hearing people say, oh, you black people are playing identity politics. Y'all, no. You white folks are playing Democratic politics. Y'all play Democratic politics or identity politics. You Hispanics played identity politics. Because the minute I heard somebody say, oh, he's more of an electable candidate. What do you mean electable? Why is James Talarico more electable than Jasmine? Oh, she too loud, she too ghetto. So that's identity politics. So you all were playing that identity politics first. We just picked the person we thought was the most qualified, regardless of whether she's black or white. We always try to pick the most qualified person when it comes to races. That's why we picked, and I gave people an example this morning. I said, we voted for Beto O'Rourke, one of the most qualified candidates in Texas. Beto O'Rourke. That's who we wanted, because we felt that he was qualified. He was a Democrat. He was going to do the things he say. And boom, what happened? We ended up Cruz. We ended up with a Republican. That's why we don't trust y'all white people and y'all Hispanic people in Texas, because y'all betrayed us. And then y'all turned around and then y'all voted for Talarico. Why should anybody go for y'all's candidate? Why should anybody go for y'all's candidate? That's the question. Why should anybody go for y'all candidate when y'all don't pick right candidates? When y'all pick candidates that harm all of us? That's the problem that I have. Every candidate that y'all done picked for the past 4 or 5 years, it has harmed minorities and has harmed the American agenda. Okay. Beto O'Rourke. We don't pick people because of the color of their skin. We pick people who are qualified to do the job. That's 9 times out of 10 who we're going to pick. We're going to look at them and say, okay, they black. Are they qualified? Are they white? Are they qualified? That's what we do. You white folks and you Hispanic folks play the identity politics first. Okay. So you want us to stand behind Talarico 9 times out of 10, we will. Let's see what you white voters do. Let's see what you white women view. Because I believe down in my soul, you white women betrayed us when you allowed Trump to get into office. You betrayed me. I feel like that's personal, what you did. Okay? It was personal. When the rights for women was on the line, you white women went with your men and you screwed us over. I personally feel like that. Okay. So I really don't trust your judgment on these kind of things. And now we're in Texas, a very, very red state, according to people, a red state where they're going to, where all around the country, they've been talking about, oh, we don't want women and we don't want men in women's sports. Ooh, we don't want them trans people doing this. Ooh. And Talarico has put himself out there as being a supporter of the trans community and X, Y, and Z. So you know they already gonna run with that. Then they're gonna run with the fake Christian thing. And then all of a sudden that buzz gonna get into y'all ear and we might be screwed yet again. Black folk for coming out and voting for the qualified candidate. We're not saying that Talarico is qualified to the level of Cornyn or Paxton. No, we're not. What we're saying is morally, he's better than Paxton. So Paxton is eliminated. And he's better morally than Cornyn. Because Cornyn doesn't have a backbone or a spine. He's just like the chair. He's just like a fucking chair. There's no meaning for him to even be anywhere near a Senate because he doesn't make a determination on his own. He just goes along. I don't like politicians that just go along with everything. I like them to flesh these things out. Okay. I like them to flesh these things out. So now that we have Talarico, okay. Another thing that they probably gonna go with, he got money from billionaires like Miriam Adelson. I don't really like that. The fact that he took money from that woman's pact. That woman is strictly not America first. She may be Israel first. And she's a Republican donor. That's what I don't trust about him too. Okay. That's the one thing I don't trust about him. I'm willing to give him grace. And I don't want to get burnt for giving him grace. Okay. So Talarico, they're going to use this against Talarico. I'm saying the black vote was going to be there if he does it. That money from Miriam Adelson is a problem. That packed money from her is a problem. Okay? That's a problem. The black vote is going to be there. I have a problem with you white voters and you Hispanic voters who are wishy-washy. We black folks are there. We are there. Talarico is just another milquetoast human being that's Democratic shit. Hopefully he is in the right vehicle. We don't need him to be in a different vehicle. We need him to be in a Democratic vehicle. Fuck that. We need to reach across the aisle shit because the Republicans don't believe in reaching across the aisle. Fuck that. We going to try to change the country fundamentally. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change the country fundamentally for the good of the American people. Okay? And right now, what's good for the American people is not being in a fucking war that we can't win. We can't win. When Iran closes that Strait of Hormuz, we have lost. This is a war that this president waged, said he wasn't going to do it. People are wishy-washy. A lot of people are excited about Talarico. Okay, great. I want to see you put your money where your mouth is. I want to see if you really, really mean what you say. That Talarico can flip Texas. Don't worry about the black vote. Black vote is always there for a Democrat. As I explained to y'all, our success, our black people's success in this country has come by the hands of Democrats. So we always going to be there for the Democrat. Our success in this country has come by the hands of Democrats, not by Republicans. Not by Republicans. Somebody put it in the comment section. Prove me wrong if I'm lying. All the Civil Rights Act, DEI, Affirmative Act, all them things have come at the hands of Democrats, not Republicans. So that's why we are a dependable voting bloc as a Democrat, because all of our successes in this country, our movement in this country, our movement forward in this country has come at the hands of Democrats. So we are a solid bloc. That's why we voted for O'Rourke in Texas. 90% black people voted for O'Rourke in Texas. Beto O'Rourke, because we don't just bet on black folks. We bet on people that appeal to us, who we can see moving the needle forward. And Beto O'Rourke would have moved the needle forward, but y'all didn't want them. Y'all didn't want Beto O'Rourke. Y'all wanted somebody. Y'all wanted Cruz. So I don't trust you white voters in Texas, and I don't trust you Hispanic voters in Texas. So this is what this rant is about. You want to pull us black folk in, don't you fucking run. Don't y'all fucking run. Okay? And I get it. The base of the Democrat, the base of the Republican platform is a fight against the abortion right, or a fight against the right to life. That's the whole platform of you fucking retards in the Republican Party. The right to life, the abortion angle. I need you fucking Democrats to put that to the side. We have bigger fish to fry than something that may or may not be an issue. Something that may or may not be. Don't give me the bullshit. Don't give me the bullshit about I'm a Christian first. No, motherfucker. Today, this year, against Donald Trump, against the Republicans, you're a fucking Democrat. You vote in the Democratic primary, and we are here to win. Okay? Because a lot of y'all going to get flaky on the motherfucker. I already know you're going to get flaky on me. Okay? Okay? And see, that's the talk. That's the point. Us black people, when we talk, we show up. We're not talking about personality. We're talking about outcomes. Okay? We don't get to vote for perfection in this race. We are voting for position. We're voting for leverage. And we need James Talarico to do the things we need him to do to move this country forward. And moving this country forward means he needs to be standing his fucking ground. We liked Jasmine because Jasmine was a fighter. We need James to be a fighter too. Not, I got to reach across the aisle and I need to talk to you. Fuck you. Because that's what they're going to say to you. That's what the Republicans been saying. They've been giving us their ass to kiss for the past year and a half. Doing every motherfucking thing don't nobody want them to do. Giving permission to ICE. Giving Donald Trump a whole pathway to do whatever he wants. Do whatever he wants. The Republicans have given us American people they ass to kiss for the past year and a half. I don't feel generous enough to be reaching across the aisle for y'all. No, fuck you, Republicans. Because y'all don't know how to govern a nation this big. You only know how to give tax cuts, start wars, and fuck over the economy. Those are the three things every Republican has done to this fucking country. Tax cuts, fuck over the country, wreck the economy, and go to war. That's it. And I need Democrats to stand the fuck up and save the country. We need Democrats and we need Republicans and we need whatever, independent people. We need independent people. And we need you fucking Hispanic people to be on fucking board. I don't want to hear about, I'm so religious, I gotta vote for the person who don't believe in abortion. Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. We trying to save the country. We trying to save y'all. They putting y'all in jail, dragging y'all in the middle of the street. They dragging your family, cousins, brothers. They dragging your brethren throughout the motherfucking streets, all throughout the motherfucking street, putting y'all in motherfucking cages, and y'all still consider voting for them Republicans. I need y'all to fucking get in line. Because this is a matter of saving the country. Okay? A matter of saving the country. Okay? We want to see what y'all do. We want to see what you Texans do to move this country forward, because the only way to move it forward is if we get enough people in the Senate. If we get enough people in the Senate. Okay? We can't mess up. Okay? We can't mess up. This is the time. Talarico is standing at the cusp of being the first Democratic nominee in a Democratic senator in a long time in Texas. Okay? We need this to come to pass. We need help with that. We need people to do what they need to do in order for this young man to be the next senator of Texas. All I'm saying is this race is tight. Okay? So we're going to show up. We are going to show up. Okay? We're going to show up in consistency, in presence. Show up. We don't care. This race is too tight. 1.2 points. That's 1.2 points. That's not a lead. Talarico is maybe ahead 1 or 2 points. That's a margin that could flip based on turnout, which means we need every person to turn out that turned out this time. And we need the rest of those black voters that wasn't there. We need y'all to turn out too. And turnout comes from people feeling like they matter, like they're part of the system. We are a part of the system. The Democratic Party is the only vehicle that can push black agenda forward. Okay. We have to feel like our vote is connected to something, because people might vote without belief, and some people do, but they don't mobilize without it though. And this race is going to require mobilization. Talarico is already out there doing what he needs to do. I saw him the other day. He was at some black church, or I don't know where the hell he was at. He was somewhere. What was he doing? He was trying to take over at some church or something, taking pictures at the church, talking to black leaders, doing what he got to do. So the man is doing what he got to do. Okay, I get all that. Okay. 2 points, 3 points, we got to do it. So, but we don't ignore history. We don't ignore the hesitation. We don't ignore what happened in the primary. We can't do that. We don't ignore the concerns that we have, but we also don't ignore the moment, because this moment doesn't come often. A crack in politics, Texas politics, a chance to beat the MAGA crowd. So we move, not blindly, not emotionally, strategically, with awareness about this, with clarity, with purpose. We show up, we turn out. We bring people with us and make it clear that whoever sits in the seat understands exactly who put him there. You ain't going to be no senator, Talarico, unless you have the black vote. So you need to figure it out. You need to figure out how to talk to black voters. You need to figure out how to say what needs to be said in order to pull us along. Because this ain't about perfection, it's about position and power. We and you need our help. We're willing to be there. We're willing to be there as long as you're willing to do things that we need. We don't need you to turn into a Fetterman. We don't need you to do that. I heard that rumor too. He turned into a Fetterman. He's not blah, blah, blah. So if you didn't turn, so as long as you don't turn into a Fetterman, you don't turn into a turncoat or anything like that, you're going to bet on black, and we going to be there. But you white folks and you Hispanic folks, you better be there like you supposed to in order for this man to win, because we betting on y'all for this man to win. And then once he wins, He better be willing to do the things that are necessary in order for us to get these Republicans out of office, because this is what it is. The votes will be there if you guys do what you got to do in Texas. Texas is one of those things that we want to flip to help us get over the majority 50-50 in the Senate. We need 51-52. We need those things. And I'm hoping that they put away that damn filibuster and y'all do what y'all got to do. Start passing legislation for the American people. Start defunding ICE. President Trump didn't mind breaking folks off for the money that had already been allocated to them. So break that fund, break ICE off for the funding that's already been allocated to them. That's how you do that. President Trump didn't mind breaking people off for their money. So when we get in office, we ain't gonna mind breaking his ICE people off for their money. So this is what we have to do. We have to save the American. The Republicans ain't gonna save the American system. They're not gonna do it. So us Democrats got to do it, and that means Democrats hanging together, doing what we got to do, pushing the country forward. Now, I already told you what my agenda was. I already told you the things that we need in this country. Okay? Hold on. I already told y'all the things that we need in this country. And we hope that's a part of the Democratic platform. That's what we hope. But you never know what's going on, what is with people, X, Y, and Z. Okay? We don't know. Okay? We had two good candidates. Now we got a decent candidate. We get it. But he's got work to do. We need him to do some work. So that's my rant about Talarico and the things we need to do in order to go forward. As I stated, the Democratic Party has always been the vehicle that moves the country forward. And right now we need a serious Democratic push because the Republicans don't know how to govern. They have never known how to govern. They don't want to know how to govern. They've never done that. So it is what it is. And I will see you guys in the next one. I've been way hella busy. So I will see you in the next one, guys.